Rhodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at?
It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion Messi is better than me, but in my mind I'm better than him.
I do it again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. Do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy car cards and get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low.
Clap hands there. Sinker. Professional, see? Added in because it could be a
t-shirt in the way.
Yes, indeed.
Did you raise yours?
I know. You had to do that, didn't you?
I brought mine.
He brought his. Podcast Nation. You can do it now for Rhodri Giggs and Rhodri Giggs on Football Friday 7:30.
I'll just start it.
What's happening? Hey guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Ace Podcast Nation, the home of Rhodri Giggs on Football. This is episode number 25. We are live on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, Ace Podcast Nation. As you know by now, the home to many great shows and series featuring top guests, expert analysts and more, including exclusive interviews from the world of combat sports. Filmed another one today. Let's go. So we are, of course, like I mentioned, live on all those platforms. Please do subscribe, follow on whichever platform you're watching. Subscribe to YouTube channel, click the bell, and then you'll never miss a show. If you prefer your podcast in audio form, then get everything that we produce at the Sports Social Podcast Network, the UK's first dedicated sports podcast network. And as some may be aware, I've got a statement from Will, who runs the charity Super Six that we support at the moment, and unfortunately, it's been cancelled. So I'm sorry to say. So it's all over. We're just gonna pick it up next year. Not a problem. No, I'm only joking. I'm not a sore loser. I missed yesterday's round. I forgot. I wanted to give Rhodri a chance to catch up, and he topped the round with 16 points. He's cut my lead over him to just 5 points. So now I've made it interesting. It's time for me to get back to business. But well done to Reece Irrison, who topped Saturday's round, and a shout out to Craig Sullivan as well, who's back up to second in the overall league. The next round is 3 o'clock Saturday. Rhodri, don't forget, okay?
What makes it more pathetic is you messaged me saying, "Oh, you forgot yours."
Well, when I looked on yours, it looked like you'd forgotten.
No,
I was wishful thinking, mate. I think, wasn't it? Yeah,
novice. Only topped the charts. 16
Don't matter,
points.
Mate. Don't matter. 5 points, 20 points. What will matter come May?
So what
mate.
was it? What was it? Though 2 weeks ago, 30 points. I lost count.
Mate, honestly, it's not important, is it? It's for charity. Don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So all that smack you were talking, he's got.
No.
Very
we'll see.
Now.
We'll see come May. I've recovered
very
now.
Quiet.
It's all right.
But we shall see. Long way to go. Long way. I'm probably thinking I'll beat you by 50, but no.
Come on now, right?
I'll drag it out. I'll miss a couple of weeks for you.
I got so sick of every time I was doing the intro, it would be you'd interrupt going, "Oh no! I missed the first 5 weeks, didn't I?" So now I've missed like 6 or 7 weeks in total. So that's gone. So when I smash you into oblivion now for the next whatever many games there is, you've got no excuses. No excuses. Beaten by a novice.
How far again am I behind you now? Was it 5? 4?
5 points, mate. 5 points.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter though, does it? It doesn't matter if it's 1, don't matter if it's 5, don't matter if it's 50.
So
all
this
that matters.
this time next week, I'll be ahead of you. How does that make you feel?
Just sad. Got to be honest. It's the constant abuse as well. As soon as the games kick off, my phone's just like burr, 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 burr. Yeah, I know. What can you do? It's all good fun. All good fun. Got a shed load to talk about again, mate. So much to talk about. But we were just talking then. So tomorrow night, there's a bellator MMA show in Ireland, which is featuring a couple of the Welsh lads who I've had on the channel and on the fight show. So we're going to do a watch along for that. I think starts like 7 or 7:30. I think. Well, double check the times. So me and Rhodri will be here tomorrow night watching bellator. So come join us, have a chat, watch the fights. But we'll be talking about anything and everything as we watch them. Have a good crack, have a little chill out on a Friday night. So I encourage everyone to watch, even if you're not like bang into your fights. You could just chuck it on. It's on BBC iPlayer. Watch it. Some Welsh lads there. Some good Irish fights on as well. It's going to be it should be a good night's fight, mate. But I am joined by former Salford City winger, Mr. Rhodri Giggs. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still buzzing from Super 6, but I'll calm down tomorrow. Probably.
Come on, mate. You can't live on past glories. Come on.
Well, you've got to enjoy these things and then move on. Still, it's not even 24 hours yet, so
well, mate,
24 hours, then we move on.
A professional, see, once the game's done, he just moves on.
But, yeah, that's that. Then they regret it when they retire in life. Say, well, what would you retire? What do you regret? Oh yeah, I should have enjoyed the moments more. Well, that's what I'm doing.
Says a lot, though, doesn't it? That like it's such a big moment in your life. It's beating me. This is
any competition.
Yeah,
gives me joy in my life. Any, whether it's Super 6, I'm playing golf, I'm playing football, they all mean just as much.
A win makes this born winner makes this.
Yeah, especially when the opponent's been talking shit for weeks.
No, can you imagine? Me, never, mate, never. Do you know what I love? Is the early celebration. It's going to make it all that sweeter. Yeah. Come May.
Yeah. I think the viewers know it's going to end. Well, how it's going to end.
Yeah, well, they listen to your horse shit every week, don't they? So they know which one of us talks sense.
Please, anyone in the group, did you even think about Burnley winning 1-0? Just say yes or no. That's it.
See, Donna says, did you do Man United to lose
big,
then? And
massive game. Big,
no,
massive
he did 1-1, didn't he?
Big, massive game for City, against City. They've won it, drove home, enjoyed it, and they've got to drive all the way up to Burnley, and it's nasty there. And we have the result. It's all about thinking about it. It's just common sense.
I appreciate that, guys. He says, sick overlay. Yes, go courtesy of 10 Media. Shout out to Jamie. He's done me some new overlays, which just makes it look a bit sharper, as it were. But yes, Rhodri had a good week. Got to let him have his little moment.
Another good week. I'm sure I had 18 points last week.
Mate, as well. This is why I don't mind it, because I smashed you into oblivion for up until the last 3 or 4 weeks. So come on, you gotta win. You gotta win well. You gotta lose well. This is my motto.
We'll have to go back to the start and see how much when I actually joined, how many points were you actually in front of me?
Oh, mate, I think I scored about 3 points in the first 10 games. Yeah, most of my points come in the last month or so.
Yeah. And that's another thing. That's another thing that people that seem to dismiss. I inspire people to do better.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! Can you hear yourself? I like it. It's good. So, speaking of two people,
the stats shows that you were shit before I started giving you shit, and then you've
competition, mate. Isn't it? Competition breeds competition.
That proves my point.
But speaking of two people who are completely up their own ass, Chris Sutton and Michael Owen had a bit of a set to see that. Now that was a link. Chris Sutton, Michael Owen had a proper little meltdown on BT Sport yesterday during the Ajax and Benfica game. Did you see it?
No.
They so basically, like Chris Sutton, his old man died, I think, in the last few years, but he had dementia, which they think was probably caused from playing football and heading the heavy ball and all that sort of stuff. So he's quite a proponent of football getting on board with like other sports do, like the NFL, like rugby, even cricket. Other sports are bang up with concussion protocols, concussion substitutes, things like this. Like football are behind. And Chris Sutton's been banging that drum, rightly, in my opinion, for a while. So there was a big, nasty clash of heads between the Ajax defender, Martinez. I can't remember who it was with. Someone will tell me. It was Otamendi. And so they had like a proper nasty clash of heads. So at half-time, Chris Sutton, again, is talking about concussions because I think it was Otamendi, but one of them carries on and he looks out of it, mate. Completely out of it. Shouldn't be on the pitch. He should have gone to the changing room and been checked out. Was that
down to the manager to assess that and the physios to see that and just to pull him off?
The point is that the doctors which assess him at the moment are the club doctors.
Yeah.
So in other sports they get assessed by an impartial doctor.
They've got to be independent doctors.
Yeah. So he should have been taken to the shade. They both should have been taken to the changing room and assessed in a quiet, relaxed environment, etc., etc. So so Chris Sutton's, sort of banging that drum. He's saying, they should have gone to the changing room. They should have had a temporary concussion substitute. And Michael Owen started going about how, players are going to dive around. You can't believe them because they hold their leg. Does that mean their leg's broken? And Chris Sutton interrupted him, called him a caveman. And they started to get quite feisty until the presenter kind of cut him off and said, we've got to go back live. But there was a bit of, because I think it's something which has affected Chris Sutton personally. So he's obviously got a bit of emotion in there. But also, there was definitely a bit of needle there. So I don't know if they'd already discussed it beforehand.
Well, if different sports now, it's not independent. It's a rule. If there's any head injury, you've got to come off and check for concussion. So that's NFL, rugby. They have like 10, 15 minutes concussion. I don't know what the kind of rule is, but they have to go off any head injury, no matter what. So,
even in cricket,
it's a rule that the FA have to bring in, and then that has to happen. Then obviously they can bring a sub on, but then that sub can come back off, and then that guy can come. But then the managers might be a bit savvy and think, well, the guy has just come on, he's doing a better job, so I'm going to keep him on. There's loads of different.
But if that means that we're going to stop something tragic happening, then I think that's what's got to be done in it. You've got to risk people taking advantage of it, because ultimately, if cricket, where this is a non-contact sport, has concussion sort of substitutes and things like this, then football should as well. Rugby's got it, NFL's got it.
So I don't think they're going to be, get it from the head in the balls like from such as.
No, it's heading, it's clash of heads.
No, I know, but the game's moved on and it's a lot quicker. So you're seeing a lot more head injuries. It's a lot more
elbows
quicker.
And arms.
So you're going to see elbows and which could be a lot worse. So it needs to be taken seriously, very seriously, because I seen it on the weekend. The Leeds player, how he went back on.
Brutal, mate.
He looked groggy, and I don't know how they let him back on. So that looked a really bad one as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you something now about concussions.
Blood was splurting out of his head.
Yeah, he was all over the shop, mate. And he's gone straight back on. We've got to get past those days of like Terry Butcher being patched up and sent back on with blood pissing out of his head. Okay, we know more about head injuries. Of course it is. And I'm not criticising him or the people involved then, because we didn't know then what we know now about concussions and head injuries and dementia and the things, concussion, CTE and stuff, that you can't diagnose CTE until after death. So
have you ever seen the Aaron Hernandez documentary on Netflix when they do see his brain at the end of it?
Yeah,
and it's horrific, shocking to see it. It's literally shocking to see the comparisons.
Have you ever heard of Chris Benoit? He was a WWF wrestler and he went on. He killed his wife and his son. And when they examined his brain, they said he had the brain of I think it was something like an 80-year-old guy with dementia, and that was the brain that he had because he had taken so many steel chairs to the head and all this different stuff. And it's like you just don't know the damage you're doing. So from the Shed End podcast, there says doctors should be independent. The player's got to be hooked off. Most club doctors will probably tell him they'll let him play because they've got a thing in the race, haven't they? Obviously, Mourinho and Eva Canero famously fell out, didn't they? Over because Mourinho was telling her to just not treat the player for whatever it was, and ultimately the club doctors are employed by the football club, and it has to be an independent thing, and it should just be head. So, for instance, we'll use last night as the example. 2 players, big clash of heads. The referee says, "Right, off you go." They go to the changing room with the independent doctor, and they are assessed whether they are able, to go back on, or whether they need to go have scans and be checked out at hospital. So it's nothing to do with the football clubs. As far as in my opinion, almost the club doctors shouldn't even be there. They should just take him away into the medical room, and then they come out and they say, "Well, he can go back on, but he can't." And then the manager makes the decision for the substitutions, etc. Because
the club doctors should still be there because he still needs to.
But then, can he influence the other doctor?
No.
You'd like to think
he's got no authority in this matter. It's completely out of his hands. It's down to the independent doctor. If he says no, then that's it. It's the end of the discussion. But that needs to come from the top, because certain managers will just send the players back out there. When I was
especially those old school ones, isn't it?
Yeah, when I was coaching and managing, it's
got to move with the times,
it's the health, it's the head as well, and there's blood splurting out. Any player, even myself, would want to carry on, but you need a cooler hand to say, no, come on.
It's the same as a fighter, isn't it? Like a boxer or an MMA fighter, they will keep going and going and going. Sometimes they've got to be protected by the referee or by their own corner and say, right, enough's enough, let's live to fight another day, sort of thing.
Exactly the thing on Saturday with
that one with Leeds, I thought was ridiculous, mate.
Yeah,
that Leeds play
done him a massive favour because his heart, and he wasn't going down. He was just getting, he was just getting beat up. So the referee's done him a massive favour.
But I'm not criticising the players for wanting to play on. Look, I understand that, but somebody's got to protect them from themselves in the immediate short term. Craig says independent assessors should make the decision, and with concussion sub, but also it may stop some of the fake injuries if they have to go off. Yeah, and I think you're less likely to have players sort of faking a head injury. They have to go off.
Yeah, I disagree with the fake head injuries. When it's a bad head injury. Especially when there's the VAR now and all that stuff. So, when there's blood literally splurting out of someone's head, and it's impossible to fake that. You kind of know which ones are the fake ones and which ones are not. Because the ones that really they make you ill when you see them.
Oh, it's horrible, mate. Some of them are nasty, mate. So, mate, seen some of those elbows in the face over the years. Some of them have been horrible. And you look like the Petr Cech one. There was another one straight after when Petr Cech had his head injury. There was another keeper, wasn't there? Almost the next week or something who had a similar injury. They're lucky to still be playing. They're lucky to, no permanent, hopefully no long-term damage. Back in 2003, I fell off a wall after being at the pub all day. And either side, there was a rail, but in the middle, there wasn't. So I didn't realize there was a drop behind. I was pissed. And I fell back, landed on my head, went to hospital and that. I had a concussion. And for the next probably week to 2 days, was about as ill as I've ever felt. It was horrible. Every time I would get up, I was dizzy or sick. And that was, mild. This is what I'm
saying. There's mild concussions and there's really heavy ones. And obviously you've got heavy one because you felt the whole body weight. But there's mild ones. And obviously, you've got to listen to the player after that. Once the game's finished,
Players have got to be honest though as well, haven't they, about how they're feeling.
Once the game's finished, I think the player will realise, and be honest, because at the end of the day, it's his health. He wants to carry on. What do you want to miss a game, or you want to miss his whole career? So you've just got to be smart and let these players know. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, and but then the other thing is, it's not always an instant reaction either. So, like, if someone's got a concussion, you might not have a reaction until 3-4 days after. It's not necessarily straight after the game or the next morning. It can take time. Like, the brain is such a complex organ. It's just so difficult. I just think whether it's FIFA, I can't remember the organisation. Chris Sutton mentioned a particular organisation. I can't remember who. So he said IFAB should be stepping in. I don't know who that is, so I'm going to Google it now. But like ultimately, FIFA or the people who run, make the rules, they've got to be the ones who step in and say, no, we're doing this. We should have. So the IFAB is the International Football Association. They basically make the laws of the game. So yeah, these organizations are the ones who have to step in, and they have to change the way football as a whole is treating concussions. Because to me, I agree with Chris Sutton. He called Michael Owen a caveman, but to me, football in general is behaving like cavemen when it comes to concussions and head injuries. Reese has got a good idea, Rhodri. He says we should get get a doctor or an ex-doctor, someone whose expertise is in the field of concussions. Yeah, I might be able to get someone actually through someone else I know. I'll see what I can do, because that would be quite a good one to have, mate. 1 week, maybe when there's an international break or something, we could get him on with us on a Thursday, and that would be a really interesting show to talk about. Matthew says in rugby you have to sit a HIA test. Most people would struggle to pass it without a head injury. I don't know what a HIA test is. I'm assuming it's some sort of concussion protocols and stuff. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why those protocols and those tests are what they are. They're there to protect the person who's doing them, aren't they? Like, I can't stand Chris Sutton. I think I said this a few weeks back, didn't I? Head injury assessment, it stands for.
No, I don't really particularly.
He rubs me the wrong way a lot.
The way he talks and that, but I agree with him on this.
100%.
Yeah.
Michael Owen, yeah, me and him.
Michael Owen's just blase.
I don't even know if he believes that himself. I just think he said it to be contrary. To be honest, yeah. I don't see that the players diving should come into it, to be honest, at the stages that we're at now, where we just need to have it implemented.
Who dives from a head injury? Who I've never seen.
Yeah, you don't see men. I mean, the Rivaldo one where he dives when the ball hits him in the knee. I mean, that's Rivaldo when the ball hit him in the knee and he held his face.
No, but that was 25 years ago.
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez did it, didn't he? When he was in blocking the throw-in.
But you're talking about a handful of things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not something you see like.
He's just you see talking crap, Michael. Yeah, you see. Usual.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dick, isn't he? Let's be honest. So it's been an electric week in the Championship, mate. I want to shout out Steve Martin, Mark Hudson, and the other guys at Cardiff. They're doing a tremendous job. And I look around at some of the other clubs. I look around at Huddersfield, right? And the job that manager's doing at Huddersfield after he's been given time and job security. Huddersfield were nailed on for relegation about 18 months ago, 2 years ago. Several times they've been looking as if they are down. And now they're up in the playoffs. And like even last night against Cardiff, they didn't create many chances at all, but still managed to come away with 3 points, 2 late goals. My problem with Cardiff at the moment is they've got a very young squad. Mark McGuinness has been a tremendous find in defence, but the last couple of games starting to make mistakes. So I think he could do with a rest. because he's been so good all season. I just think he needs a rest now. Take him out the firing line for a couple of games, because what you don't want to do is play him into the ground and he keeps making mistakes and being if he's at fault for goals and things like that. Like, it's not I don't think it's ideal. Just take him out the firing line for a game. Because they've got such a young squad, Cardiff have. But I thought they were pretty good last night, even though they didn't create a great deal. Just from a away performance, I thought it was a good away performance. They just got done with 2 late goals. But Huddersfield, those good teams, mate, they win when they play badly, don't they?
Yeah, and that's your organisation and your coaching. It's as simple as that. Bad teams fall apart. Good teams, they stay in games, and they either get a draw, or they get a win. And by the sounds of it, doing that in a minute.
Do you think they should give Steve Morrison the job now, or do you think they should still wait till the end of the season and see where they are?
No, you still wait to the end of the season.
I agree.
Why do it now? He's in the job. Why?
Well, they made the mistake with Mick McCarthy, didn't they, of rushing and not waiting?
Why change anything? If he keeps them up, he's bringing young players in. Can obviously work with young players, and you take it from there, because the chopping and changing. History tells you it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yes, it works at certain clubs, but we're talking at certain clubs, not where you've got to fight and borrow and beg. And teams like Chelsea or Real Madrid, they can do that because they've got multiple ways of winning. Cardiff,
it needs stability.
They need stability, and the player knows the club. He's got people under him that know the club. Like I say, he's bringing young players in. So
I think what he did is, straight away when he got the job, he brought in Darren Pearce as the under-23s manager. He's got Mark Hudson in his backroom staff. I apologise, I forget the name of the assistant manager, but when I spoke to Derek Brazil the other day, he spoke so highly of him. He said he's one of the best coaches in Wales, and he's straight away he's brought in good coaches, but also coaches who know the football club, and I think that's really important. When you consider when he came in, the fans were pissed off. There was a Tom Rosa, that's it. Like, the fans were pissed off. There was a real negative vibe around everything. We had no money. Steve Morrison's come in, done a tremendous job in the transfer window. That squad is just full of young, hungry players. Doyle again last night. Great goal. Great team goal.
Told you he's going to be a good player, isn't it?
Well, mate, do you know what I'm impressed by him? It's not necessarily like individual performances. It's since he's come, I haven't seen him have a bad game. For a young player to come in and play 5-6 games.
What you've got to understand, mate, is he's been training with Manchester City players.
He's probably been training with the first team, haven't he, as well, I would have thought.
Yeah. So this level is he's just got to get used to the pace and
physicality
of it. And then once that, the quality will shine through. But by the sounds of it, he's hit the ground running. He'll have some bad games, but you expect that from a young player. But going back onto the managers, they're all like strong characters and good-minded characters as well. Winners, captain-like leaders on the pitch. So that bodes well as well.
Yeah, I thought
all
Matthew
centre halves like Pearce, Hudson. Yeah, Morrison's obviously a centre half, but they're all like leading, big, strong, leading men of a football team. So that just bodes well.
If you're a young, academy player at Cardiff City, the age that they're at now, they will have watched Darren Pearce and Mark Hudson play for Cardiff City. They will be the guys they've grown up watching. So to then be coached by them, and let's not forget, Mark Hudson in particular has done a tremendous job at Huddersfield as a temporary manager and as assistant manager in his own right. Darren Pearce was at Oxford. So these guys have got experience as well on the coaching side of things as well. So I think it was good things. Matthew makes a good point. He says, I thought Cardiff gave away a lot of needless yellow cards last night. I do agree with that. And I think that's the sort of thing which can mount up really quick. And you can end up with City silly suspensions for 5 yellows or whatever it is. And obviously with young players, that's when they've got to be reined in a little bit by the coaches and just say, calm down a little bit or whatever. But the other problem is Cardiff can't really try and sign any of these loan players permanently until they've got a new manager. I also would add to that, I don't think some of those players are going to be available to sign anyway. But some of them, might be. I wanted to ask you about the Peterborough situation, mate. The bottom three is incredible. 21, 21 and 20 points. Obviously, Derby had a difficult night last night. Peterborough got rid of Darren Ferguson, someone who's taken him up and down, several times. He knows Peterborough. He loves Peterborough. They've got rid of him right at the real relegation fight. And they brought in Grant McCann, who's got a tremendous reputation. There was a brave decision, but do you think it's the right decision?
We'll have to wait and see. Peterborough, a club are pissing against the wind every year because they're overachieving, should I say? Because by the sounds of it, it didn't get rid of him. They had a
no, he walked. I just
they had a phone call, and within that phone call, they decided, right, that's it, and he's either walked or they've mutually agreed. I don't think they got rid of him.
What's he like, Darren Ferguson? I've always thought he seems like a decent manager.
Yeah,
he's sort of League One level.
I haven't spoke to Darren Ferguson for over 25 years, but every time I spoke to him, he was always very courteous, really good bloke, always chatty. He was always good, and obviously.
Did he come through same as Ryan? Like, was he at the same age as Ryan with the academy and that?
No, he wasn't in the academy.
I thought he was there for a little bit, and then he left.
He was, but I don't think he was in the academy. He was there. He was a pro. He played round about the 93, 94, 95 season, round that season. But yeah, he was never in the academy. Or it wasn't the academy then, it was YTS. And
yeah.
They had an A team, they had a B team. So he used to play in that. And then they had a reserve team back in them days. That's how it worked in them days. They had the first team, reserve team, A team, B team, youth team.
He obviously he didn't have a massively illustrious playing career. I think he had a decent playing career. He played league football and whatever. I think coaching wise, he's won promotions. He did win a trophy with Peterborough, one of the Johnston's trophy or something like that. But he's taken Peterborough up, he's taken them down, he's always gets them back up. I think it probably says a lot about him. If he feels that he's not able to get the best out of the players to stay up, then now is probably the right time to go.
I think by now it's like we're talking up to 20 years. When he's left, he's come back. So he probably knows the situation now. It's just probably the chairman's saying things that are probably unrealistic in his mind. I don't know this conversation. This is just me thinking about it. I don't know. Or he's just thinking, you know what, this is just no. Because he
knows the players he's got as well, doesn't
he? And they've worked well together. But sometimes relationships run the course, and you don't know. You wouldn't surprise me if he ended up back there.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. You probably end up being back there.
Sometimes when you go to a place, it just fits, and you go to a place, it doesn't work out. So look at last year, Jack Pierce was one of the best English players in the country, and now he scored 1 goal.
Yeah, things change, and they change quick, don't they? Paul Ince in at Reading. Obviously, Reading have picked up a little bit in the last couple of games, found form. That bottom four is so tight. Where do you stand on Paul Ince?
What he's doing now, he's dragging Hull into it,
yes,
Swansea into it. So, Derby are going to still pick up points, but it's can Reading keep winning? Can Hull? Because Hull just got a new owner in, so he's expecting big things. So, yeah, it's going to be tight.
Where do you stand on Paul Ince? He's been very vocal about the fact that he hasn't been given a proper chance at the top level. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
He has been given a chance. He was given a Blackburn Rovers chance, and it
went badly, didn't it?
It went very badly. So let's not say he's not been given a chance.
No, I'm saying what he said though.
Yeah, it's Paul.
He's not.
Paul. I do. No, the stats say it. Look at it. It's the same shit because I'm a big NFL fan. It's going over there big on the owner where there's not enough black managers, owners. It's.
But I don't think you can put Paul Ince in the same scenario as Sol Campbell, for instance, who just cannot get a job, and so he's managing like low down in the league pyramid.
Yeah.
Whereas Paul Ince has had Premier League jobs and failed.
Yeah. See where Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard.
However,
all that just had as good a career as Sol Campbell. So
yeah, but there is always a but, and my argument is we're still giving the jobs to the same managers, your Mick McCarthy's, your Neil Warnocks, and all these people. Why isn't Paul Ince being given another chance? Do you know what I mean? Like, because we still get the same managers doing the merry-go-round of all the Championship Premier League clubs. I'm sure if Sam Allardyce was interested in getting back into football, he'd get a job like that. So,
no, it's an issue, and it's not football. It's society in general. These higher positions, they're mostly white people.
And
where do you see if they're interviewing 7 people and one of them's black? Percentages you're going to hire a white guy, not the best guy for the job.
Yeah, which it should be, shouldn't it? Unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah.
Donna says, do you think it's strange for a father to manage his son? Because obviously Tom Ince is at Reading. I think it can cause problems, because Tom Ince has not been very good.
You've seen managers' sons over the years. I've seen when I was at Torquay, Alan Ball was the manager of Exeter, and his son Jimmy Ball was there. Darren Ferguson with Alex Ferguson, Steve Bruce with Alex Bruce.
Bruce has managed Alex.
It's gone up. It's happened. Yeah.
But the problem is Tom Ince hasn't been very good for Reading, in my opinion.
No, but who knows him better than his father? So he might get the best out of him. And in the last week they've won 2 games. So
yeah, I'm interested. So obviously Paul Ince is not the only ex-United player to get a job this week. We had Mark Hughes back in the game. 3 years out of management, is back at Bradford. I find that interesting. If I was Bradford, I'd be quite excited. I think Mark Hughes has something to offer as a manager. I thought he did a great job with Wales. I thought he did a pretty good job with Man City. It was just time to move on. Where else did he was Blackburn. I thought he did all right for a bit. I think it's strange that in some ways that he hasn't had a job for 3 years. It's almost like he's been stigmatized as being not a very good manager. When
he had a few jobs. When he's at Southampton as well.
Yeah. But when you look at his record with the bigger jobs, he did all right. So it's weird.
You want some managers to be getting better.
Yeah. I accept that.
No, and he's no fault of his own. Probably in Wales, he's done a really, really good job. City, they're on the up. They've got the funds, so that helped. But you still got to do a job, and he was a part of their success at the start. Even though they didn't win the league, he brought some of the players in or built that foundation for him to go on to win the league. So he was a part of that success, even though they didn't win a lot of silverware. But then, he went to Blackburn, bit of a whinger, bit of a moaner. It's always the ref's fault or someone else's fault. Then
he's always been quite dour, though, hasn't he?
And then he went to Southampton. Was he somewhere else as well?
Didn't he go somewhere abroad? I want to say Turkey, but I think I'm wrong. I'll have a look.
Stoke? Did he go to Stoke?
Yeah, possibly. That sounds familiar. Let's have a look. Managers. So he's done managerial career: Wales, Blackburn, Man City, Fulham, QPR, Stoke, Southampton, and now Bradford.
Yeah. See.
So he did do the right. I mean, so if you look at the first 3 jobs he had, Wales, Blackburn, Man City, I think it's fair to say he did a good job at all 3. And then Fulham, he was only there a year. QPR, he seems to have been there even less than that. Stoke was there. He was there for 5 years. Southampton was there not very long. So, I mean, he's had a bit of a mixed bag, I think it's fair to say. But those three, you're right. If you're looking for a manager to improve after the Man City, Man City, Wales, Blackburn jobs.
Premier League, when Premier League teams looking, not think we'll go for Mark Hughes. He has to now go to somewhere like a Bradford and get through into the Premier League for the Championship. That's his only route now, because no Premier League side's gonna hire him, and probably he's scraping around the barriers for a Championship manager. So I'm pretty sure he's been putting his name in for the Middlesbroughs, the Nottingham Forest is, but you're going to choose a Mark Hughes or Steve Cooper.
Yeah, I can see that. Matthew, in answer to your question, if you can send that in, I would like to have a look at it. So, here's a trivia question for everyone in the chat. I'm going to ask Rhodri as well. And if he doesn't get it straight away, I'll leave it a couple of minutes so everyone in the chat can have a look.
Are they going to ask me how many points you got this week?
No,
16,
I want to know, without Googling it, what is Mark Hughes' full name? Like, what's his first name? It's not Mark.
I don't know.
People in the chat, you got 2 minutes to get it in. Don't Google it. Bit of fun. What's Mark Hughes' first name? Let's talk a bit of Champions League, mate. Been an interesting week in the Champions League. What's the Rangers score? Anyone know? Be interested in that. They're playing Dortmund, aren't they? They're 4-2 up. Oh, look at that. Matthew Angel, Donna Perry straight away. Leslie. That's correct. Mark Hughes' name. Leslie Mark Hughes. Wow.
Mark Hughes, OBE. Come on. Respect.
I apologise. Oh, before we go to Champions League, mate, what do you make of Conte's meltdown?
Well, I was like, wait a minute. I've just watched Sky Sports. He was laughing, joking about Harry Kane playing on one leg, and now he's nearly crying on TV.
It was weird, but he's right. Exactly what he says, he's right. What is the ambition of Tottenham? They've got the same players that keep different managing the same results. So what's going to change? Yeah, and my thing as well, mate, with that is,
and he's the only person who can do that can call him out, because
similar to Mourinho at United. Mourinho said the same thing at Tottenham and got absolute pelters for it. He said certain things about United players, which have now kind of progressed and people are kind of saying it themselves, but Mourinho got criticised for it. But somehow I saw a lot of support for Conte, and what you've said, like what he's saying is right. Some of those players have got the wrong mentality, maybe aren't good enough.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the ambition of bringing more quality players.
Well, yeah,
spending money.
What's his name?
He's even quoted this week saying he's happy with his players. They're willing to learn. It's a joy to come to work with every day. And then the next day, he looks like he wants to jump the bridge.
Yeah. So, well, but the weird thing with the Tottenham have had the same problem for years, haven't they? Is when they get close to being able to break into the top four or to challenge for something, is they won't they won't spend the big money to strengthen their squad. They always want to save a few quid. Daniel Levy.
People sleep on Tottenham, but Tottenham's owners are billionaires.
But he won't spend money on them.
But
he won't spend the big money. I mean,
they've got the big stadium now. They can't keep saying, "Oh, paying for the stadium." That's paid for now. With the NFL playing there every year, and whatever stuff they've got from it, the AJ fights and other fights and other stuff that they do there. So they need to start spending money, or the biggest asset will leave this summer. He nearly left last summer. Now the manager's calling him out. So
being linked with United again today. Harry Kane. Do you know what's funny, right? Is Arsenal used the paying for the stadium as the reason for not spending money in the transfer window for about 10 years. Well, Spurs probably got another 8 years to go, haven't they?
That's what'll happen, and that's what happens. And but Arsenal, their prices there are a joke.
How much is a ticket to go to Arsenal?
Oh, it's a joke. It's you're talking You're talking
just a one-off ticket.
No, I'm talking for the year. You're talking thousands of pounds for the year.
It's mental, mate.
Not like for like 1,200 quid. You're talking for your season ticket and the tickets for every year, thousands of pounds.
They're the most expensive in the Premier League. Yeah,
it's up there. Them and Chelsea are up there.
Arsenal ticket prices for 21-22 season. Find affordable tickets online. Here we go. So if I want to go and watch Watford versus Arsenal on March the 6th, okay? So have a look at the prices.
90 quid.
I reckon, yeah, you got to be looking at about 100 quid. Whoa! Jesus. Single ticket, 215 quid. Best available tier, 225.
To watch Arsenal get beat off Wolves.
Oh my. So if I, away fans, 325 quid. Jesus.
This is what I mean. So it's thousands of pounds to go and watch. And you're telling me, how long's that ground been there now? 60,000 people a season.
It's got to be 10 years, isn't it?
60,000 people a season. Well, Wenger's been gone 5 years, and it was up for 5 years to have Wenger there.
Mate, right. So that, and by the way, that's not to play United, Chelsea.
If I wanted to go and watch Man United now, I'll get a ticket for 50, 60 quid.
Let's have a look on the same. I'll have a look on the same website for United tickets. I'm fascinated now because that, like, I'm shocked by that. I expected like 100 quid, and even that is steep in my opinion. But no wonder Premier League attendances are like dipping, and the Etihad's always
now
empty.
On the TV, and it's packed.
Yeah, but you look at like the Etihad some weeks, and it's like there's like 50 people there.
Yeah, but that's City, innit? Stockport's a long way from Manchester.
Serious question, all right, mate. Why is there so many games where there's empty seats at Manchester City's ground? You know, they're doing well. They got the best manager in the world, you know, or one of the best managers. They got one of the best squads. They're competing for everything. Like, why isn't there a waiting list for those tickets?
A couple of reasons. Manchester City are not even in the same stratosphere as Manchester United.
Commercially, I agree, yeah. Yeah,
and supported. If you look at the most supported team in the world, it's probably Manchester United, Real Madrid. So you've got people like 10, 15,000 coming to Old Trafford every Friday, Saturday, every weekday game for games.
You get tourists.
You don't get that City. You probably get 50, 100, if that.
Do all Premier League grounds get like those? You know, like
you got to understand that United's North Stand, it's steeped in history, and there's a museum there with Busby Babes, all the history. I think every single medal of our kids is in there, which is like 30 odd medals. So there's a lot of stuff in there, and then people go and see that, and then obviously the town centre is like a stone throw away. So, and yeah, they go to the games where Manchester City haven't got that. Plus, even though people say United haven't got many fans in Manchester, it dwarfs Manchester City by 2.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's totally different.
1-0 Rangers. Oof.
Yeah.
I tell you what, mate. They go through versus Dortmund. That'll be one of the great European performances.
Well, Haaland's missing, and that's a big miss from him, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's, you know, Rangers shouldn't be beating a team of Dortmund.
No, but
by the way,
the result away from home is set it all up. They can just set up now, and they can just get a break, and they've obviously done that. So
I could get hospitality for United versus Watford, right? For basically with VAT, 300 quid hospitality package. But that's what the away fans would have to pay more than that to go and watch Arsenal.
No, I know, but for just to go and watch, just sit in a normal ticket and go and get them for 60 quid to watch Watford.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is an away fan, just normal ticket at Arsenal is more than it would cost me to get hospitality at United.
Hospitality United's all right as well. You get there like 3 or 4 hours before, beautiful drinks, nice little
food,
meal.
Drinks.
Yeah, nice little sit out, watch them train, go back in, have a couple of more drinks, watch a bit of TV. Sit in there if you want to watch it, or you just outside. It's up to you.
It's crazy. Ibrox would be bouncing, mate, now, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Because were they 5-2 up on aggregate, is it?
5-2, yeah.
Absolutely bouncing there, mate, wouldn't it?
Yeah. 2 away goals as well.
Yeah, and I mean, and Craig says there, like, I wasn't looking on the Arsenal website. I was looking on a ticket site. So they might be inflated. But
just to let people know, I was trying to wind side up there. I know the away rules is finished now. So
I missed it.
Yeah, no.
Lucky.
Go on.
So I stopped listening when you started abusing me over the Super 6, mate. I haven't heard anything
What did
you
I get
said.
again? 16? Was it 16 or 17?
15. Come on, mate.
16.
No one likes an exaggerate.
League, so there's only Will Close to me that had 9. The rest were like in the dust. Donna and the rest of them like 4 or 5. It's rubbish.
Celtic out of the Europa League to Bodo Glimt. Where are they from? Bodo Glimt, Norwegian champions, dumped out 5-1 on aggregate. Oh, flipping heck. It's not a good result, is it?
And Andy was sweating next. Andy's next in my sights. So once you've gone, it'd be Andy next.
You're getting ahead of yourself. You know what comes?
And the old excuse to come off Andy. Oh, I've been busy with the women's game. I forgot. Oh, I'm okay.
Oh, mate, he's worse than me for forgetting his bloody his things.
Even he's got you making excuses. Yeah, so you're making excuses. He's got other people make. So yeah, he's got excuses. Fuck it.
Claire's got a question for you, Rhodri. Have you been to an away Serie A match?
Away Serie A match? What?
Have you been to an away Italian league game, basically?
No.
Or does she mean an away, like against an away Italian team watching United, maybe?
Oh, yeah, multiple times.
I was going to say, didn't you say you went to the Juventus game?
Yeah, the semi-final with Roy Keane. That was a one-day trip. It was scary.
A one-day trip?
One-day trip. Me and my mate, Stuart Hutchinson, airport, 6 a.m, straight into Delhi Alpio. Was it Delhi Summit? It was called them days. It's not the new one they're in now. Yeah, stuck around with the fans all day, whatever we was doing, drinking. Into the game, watched the game, straight home. Was home for like 3 a.m.
Mad.
Inter Milan was different. Roberto Baggio, Ronaldo, Fat Ronaldo. They had a big, good team. That was scary as well. People were getting stabbed at the arse.
I was going to say, you said stuff. Juventus was scary. Why was it scary?
Just because every time United score, United were on the lower tier. I think that's why the away fans now are on the higher tier. Because for them days we're in the lower tier, and every time we scored, God knows where they get rocks from. Rocks, bottles full of the piss, just launched down. There's people with blood, bandages walking everywhere. So yeah, so you'd score, and then it'd be like,
and then you get pelted.
So it'd be like, yeah, it was good fun though. It was banter because after the third goal, we just go, hey! So they'd have to score 2 goals.
What about the Inter game? That was scary.
The Inter was probably the best ground I've ever been to. That the noise, the dramatic of it, of walking up in the dark, them spirals in each corner, the noise of it when they scored. Yeah, it was. Did you say people were getting stabbed? Game. We spent the whole week there that week for Milan.
Did you say people were getting stabbed?
Up the arse, yeah.
What, in the street?
As we go walking to, and it was kicking off, people that just proper
straight in the back.
Yeah, and on the toes.
Jesus.
But that I remember that clearly going around. Just be careful, people just
head on a swivel,
jibbing you in the back of the leg of the arse. But who else was there? Inter Milan. No, went to Juventus twice.
Did you go to the Rome one?
No, but I've been to Rome for the Champions League final.
Do you ever do Galatasaray away?
No. I was in Turkey. I think I was in Turkey at that time. I think I was playing at that time. So some games I couldn't go to.
Yeah.
But that 99 season, I probably missed 1 game.
So Donna
All
just
season.
asked the question. She
So I
said,
went-
did you go to the Champions League final where they won the treble?
Yeah. We stayed in Lorette de la Mar and travelled over on the day, and I was still on the floor when we got the corner, and then I just like getting up, and then it just went sick. Just imagine it. Like, we're still celebrating. We got a corner. Yeah, let me get up. Andy getting up.
Take it away.
Just,
I remember watching it in the pub, mate. It was
crazy.
mental.
But the crazy thing was, when you're walking home, there was no singing or chanting. Everyone was just wiped out. It was just quiet.
The adrenaline, like, dump.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but then we had to we couldn't even get a cab. We had to go to the airport from the ground to get to Lorette de la Mar. It was a nightmare. We didn't get home till like 4 or 5 in the morning. But yeah, it was
Some trip.
it was some trip. I missed one game. I think I missed Bromby away that game. That was the only game I missed.
Good season, mate. Good season that was. Were you at the Arsenal game when your brother scored that goal? Yeah.
I've told you about this before.
I know you did.
People need to go on the treble video, or even go on YouTube and see the celebrations. And I'm one of the first people when the whistle blows to dive on our kid. I've got a cap on, a black cardigan with Stone Island. Yeah, he's like, get the fuck off me, you knobhead. His ankle was fucked from Lee Dixon kicking him. And then I just jumped.
Do you know it was you? Yeah.
I was one of the first ones to jump on the pitch. The steward went to grab me, and just little sidestep, stiff-armed him in the kite, and just there's loads of people just ran on.
That game was feisty, though, wasn't it? As well?
Yeah, you can go on. Yeah, it was. That was probably the best game I've ever been to. It had everything. We had goals, sending offs, missed penalty in the last minute, extra time win. It was the best. And I was working in London at the time as an estate agent, and me and my boss had gone from London. My boss was an Arsenal fan, so it was a very, very good drive home. Very, very. I don't know how I didn't get sacked.
Beautiful. That was a special game.
He's on the way home in his Porsche all the way home. He's like, "I'll fucking drop your feet, you can't shut the fuck." Yeah, that's it.
Do you think?
Drop your feet. I went, "Shut up, you can't." Yeah, that's a piss one. Yeah, he was driving.
Brutal. Do you think it was his Do you think that's his best goal he scored?
No.
Because it's obviously a quality goal. Look, it is a quality goal. And because of the magnitude of, what happened, the importance of it, it's an even better goal. But, I don't think it's quite as good as people say it is.
No,
he gets a bit of luck on the way and stuff.
Yeah,
not to say, to have the stamina to do it at that time in the game.
People say you had a bit of luck. No.
Look at you bell end on the pitch. Fucking
thugs. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I just seen it then. You get a glimpse of you. You can't really see it. But I was just trying to see. What did you say you had on? A cap?
A black cap with a grey thing and a black. So you can see the Stone Island black finger.
Yeah, I can see you. I can't. I would put it up on the screen, but
curly hair coming out of my cap.
Yeah, there he is. Naughty boy. See, I can't put it on the screen, unfortunately. But if people Google it, you can see it. Just as they're all celebrating, and the steward grabs you. And look, going back to the goal, I think he does get a bit of luck, but
where's the luck?
Why, Rick? I think I can't remember which player it was. He kind of goes to go around him and it kind of ricochets off his shins a little bit. But look, mid, to have the stamina at that time in the game to run the length of the pitch and not just that though, but but it was
come off the bench.
Did he?
Yeah, he was on the bench. He was having a hamstring problem most of that year.
That was the year, wasn't it, where he had all sorts of issues.
He was on the bench. He come on with 10, 15 minutes to go. Into the game.
It's the finish, mind, at the end of it, by the way, is probably.
There's better goals at Juventus he scored. There was a goal at Juventus that I think that was better.
So I think some of the free kicks he scored, mate, were
free kick.
vastly underrated.
There was a goal against Tottenham in his early years. I think was better. when he
scored
nutmegged-
that,
when he's nutmegged Gary Mabbutt
Yeah.
from about 5 yards and gone round him.
And he went wide round the keeper, wasn't
There's a few, there's loads.
his first goal for Wales when he was like 17 and he took the free kick was good free kick. Like,
Yeah, we
he,
was a free kick taker, but when you got David Beckham doing it, so.
yeah, you ain't gonna take it. You get. They had a few though, didn't they? Who could take free kicks? You had Scholes and others.
Dennis Irwin could take him, yeah.
Dennis Irwin, yeah. Best penalty taker in the world, mate.
David Beckham?
Dennis Irwin.
No. David
Never
Beckham.
missed a penalty, mate. Ever.
No, free kick. Oh, I thought you were saying free kicks. Oh,
No,
penalties. No, penalties. Eric Cantona, without doubt.
Eric Cantona was just good at everything.
Yeah,
I mean, I did enjoy
if
listening
you
to
say
Roy
to me,
Keane.
if you've got someone to take a penalty for you to save your life, there you go, Eric. Nice one. Just go and chill,
Yeah,
so.
I think he'd be up there, wouldn't he? I think it was quite. I enjoyed listening to Roy Keane the other day talking about like the early days of working with Cantona and stuff, and just the way he changed the changing room and just his whole persona. But he also said he was a good laugh on the beers and that, which I found quite amusing.
He took him to that next level.
Because he seems quite stoic
with all the young
from the
lads
outside.
around him, they all seen it and it made them better. So yeah, he lived in Boothstown just down the road, it was a 3-bed semi-detached. I don't think it was detached. I think there was a row of houses. So yeah,
Well, he wasn't like particularly flash, like.
No. But if he wasn't flash, he was eccentric, wasn't he?
Yeah. Was he? Do you know who he was friendly with when he came in and like his time at the club?
Well, it's more with the older players, wasn't it? Because the younger players, and he didn't speak. He said he didn't speak English, but he did, just in bits. But
Just didn't
yeah,
want
he could speak English. He just said he didn't because he couldn't be asked to speak to the media. Now, when he wants to say the cigars and the troller, so yeah, that was funny.
No one
But
knows. what that means,
United fans will always love him because he's just United, just a player that's built to play for Man United. It's Eric Cantona.
What's it called? Rob says, "What's your thoughts on Jack Wilshere joining the Danish league?" I can't remember who he joined, but I'll have a look now. He joined a team in the lower end of the Danish league. Are you surprised that he didn't go somewhere within the English system?
Mate,
there would have been clubs who would have taken him.
I went over there for 2 weeks to Copenhagen. I can't remember which team it was, and I trained over there. It's fucking hard. It's hard work, mate, over there. It's totally different for me. They proper work you, and it's a different kind. So, good luck to him.
He hasn't gone for a holiday.
It's a lovely place, lovely part of the world, Denmark. I loved it there. I was only there for 2 weeks, but I loved it. But it was hard work. But then the weird thing was, then a couple of them would go back and they'd be in a locker room, go in the locker, Marlboro Light.
That's a Scandinavian thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just having like a Marlboro Light and just talking after training, sat there in the training game, like, what? But yeah.
Any of the class of 92 smoke?
Training, but very good.
Any of the class of 92 smoke? Lee Sharp used to smoke, didn't he? I know he's not technically the class of 92.
He wasn't 92. No. Not that I recall. The smokers were.
Cantona, did he have a puff?
Fabian Barthez, Paul Ince, Wayne
Paul
Rooney.
Ince smokes, he?
Wayne Rooney, yeah.
Wayne Rooney was like when he was on the beers, though.
Wayne Rooney, every time I'd be out, he knew I'd smoke. So he'd always had, give us a cig. So that's how I knew he smoked.
There we go. So Jack Wilshere's 30, which is mental. Signed for Danish club Aarhus. I just think he could have signed probably on better money at a championship club. There would have been clubs who would have taken him. maybe he didn't want. I think the only problem is maybe in the English system is the
I think
Championship
it's
clubs.
better out there for him, mate. I think it's better out there. It's not as physical.
But if it's as hard work as what you're saying, for an injury-prone player,
it's hard work fitness-wise. It's not as physical. You know, it's very technical, and he's got all the technical ability in the world. So, yeah, good luck to him. He just needs to get back playing and just enjoying it again.
Quality footballer, mate. I do hope he can get.
I don't know why he just don't go to like America, Australia, but mind you, Denmark's it's a lovely part of the world. I loved it.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But I would love to see him get like 4 or 5 years now at the end of his career, injury free, and you know, not get back in the England squad or any of that shit, but just enjoy his football career. Yeah, because I do feel so sorry for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, mate, you have these people in life that are just prone to injuries, and you know, hopefully that he goes injury free now. But you know, from picking up an injury every season for the last 15.
What a question this is.
Yeah, it's just, but you hope he does because.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, he seems like a nice lad.
No, yeah, I listened to him on the. He's been on Talk Sport a bit recently, so yeah. I usually can't.
He seems like quite down to earth kind of kid. Like doesn't seem as if the money's gone to his head.
With Goldstein, but I've been able to put up with him with Wilshere.
Mm-hmm. So this is a cracking question. Craig says, "Who do you think is going to play the most games the rest of this season? Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale, Jack Wilshere, or Christian Eriksen?"
Christian Eriksen.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he played yet for Brentford?
I don't know, but once he's fit, why wouldn't he play?
Yeah. I think Ramsey, is Ramsey playing now for Rangers?
Ramsey's playing a lot, actually, yeah, but these another one.
He played the first few games.
He's another one that's it's a shame that's been blighted by injuries.
Well, I got criticised the other week by, I think it was Leslie in the chat, because I said if Aaron Ramsey if he had stayed relatively injury-free, he'd have been one of the best midfielders in Europe. And he kind of said, no, he's no way is he that good. And I said, he absolutely is that good. He just can't stay fit for more than a couple of months at a time. Like literally, he's fit for like a month or two, and then he's got some type of injury. And people in the chat saying, no, he's injured again. So, and this was my worry with him going to Scotland, was that he was going to pick up injuries because people are going to target him. He's a good player. He's physical. Wales need him, and if they're going to get to the World Cup finals, and him being injured is not a good sign.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I think that the England league would be much more physical than the Scottish.
Yeah, no, I think either is probably not ideal.
It's a difficult one for him because when I've seen him, he is a good player, but would he be a better player? Would he be a better player playing week in, week out? Yeah, 100% he would.
I just think when Shawcross broke his leg, since then he seems to have been very injury prone, and you just wonder, because he was such a serious leg break, if that's the kind of root cause. Not to put it all on Ryan Shawcross. Look, it was a bad challenge and stuff.
He's one of them niggly injury players, players.
But before that, he wasn't. Like
Luke Shaw had the same injury as Aaron Ramsey, and he's carried on like. Yeah.
But then for the few years he was at Cardiff, he wasn't injured all the time. He played like week in, week out.
No, but he was still a kid there when he went to.
Yeah, he was a kid. Yeah.
He's grown up and he's playing a lot more. No disrespect to Cardiff, but he was playing with world-class players at that time.
He's probably pushing his body to the limits as well, isn't he? As you play with the elite.
Probably not quite ready and pushing himself, and that's had probably bad effects on his body. Some people can push the bodies like that, and some people can't.
I would feel very sorry for Gareth Bale if him and Ramsey are not fit for the playoffs. Wales don't qualify for the World Cup, and they don't get to have a say in the game, because I think Bale is likely to retire either after the World Cup or, if Wales don't get there then before it from international football.
Very, 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 very surprised if either of them weren't there.
Oh yeah, they'll turn up, but I just like how fit are they going to be ultimately?
No, but this is what I'm saying. I think that I'd be very surprised if they're not, because
They'll play
I think
some
that
part.
they'll be just seeing
Playing
the
one
season
leg,
out
wouldn't they?
now just for that Wales.
I mean,
game.
that's why Ramsey's gone to Rangers, isn't it? Is to play football to get
exactly.
fit for Wales. So
Yeah, exactly.
but the playoffs now next month, isn't it? March. So got to get past Austria. He's got to get fit now.
He'll know his body better than anyone, and he'll just be nursing his body till April, and Bale the same.
I want to have a look if Christian Eriksen's played for Brentford yet. I didn't think he had, but I don't know. I mean, like you say, once he's fit, why wouldn't he? It's going to be an interesting one. Who was the other one? Wilshere. Yeah, I think like Wilshere is one of them where he's played an hour friendly, but it doesn't look like he's played in the Premier League. He was on the bench though, wasn't he, the other week? I remember. But it seems like he's played some behind closed doors friendlies and whatever. But what a player, by the way, he has. Christian Eriksen. If he can recover from what was horrific and traumatic thing, like, and come back and have any semblance of a professional career, then fair play to him, because it's got to be difficult for him, isn't it? Got to be. Can you imagine the anxiety, mate, the first time he plays properly, or first time he
that's
plays?
why it's important to see what it's like at training. He's obviously not going to sign you.
You've got to take it slow, haven't you?
Yeah, just baby steps. There's no rush, but you know the quality of it. So.
Denmark in the World Cup, mate. You take him either way, don't you? Like, even if he's not in the playing squad, you take him.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, if you guys got any questions or anything, get them in very, very quickly. So Rhodri or me can answer them. We are going to be back tomorrow night to do a little watch along with the bellator. It's on BBC iPlayer, so watch along with us, and we're just going to have a general chit chat as we're watching. So it won't be like loads and loads of just MMA talk. We will talk a little bit about it as the fights are going on, but we want to support Brett Johns, who's Welsh. He's came on. He's been on the channel a few times. We've also got Scott Pedersen's Welsh as well. There's a load of Irish fighters on there. So it's going to be a really good night. So join us tomorrow.
Dortmund are 2-1. It's 5-4.
So what's that now? 5 what? 5-4.
5-4.
Oh,
it's not even half time yet.
Oh, no? I thought it was coming to the end. Oh, Rangers under pressure. So have Rangers sat back too much, do you think? Maybe.
Oh, is it full time? I don't know.
How many minutes gone?
It's saying 46, but.
So Craig says, do you think Rangers will hold on? It's 2-1 at half time. So it's 5-4 to Rangers at half time. So basically, yes, half time, 5-4.
They seem to have the mentality now of just sitting in it.
Yeah, but the problem is,
aren't they? But
that's such a dangerous thing to play.
2 more goals.
But you fancy him, wouldn't you? You'd fancy Dortmund to get 2 in the second half.
No, I'd fancy Rangers to hold out.
Do you?
Yeah.
I fancy Dortmund to score 2, but I think I fancy Rangers to get 1 if they need to. I think they need to not play too deep in the second half. Because if they get 1 goal, it's dead, I think, isn't it? Because then Dortmund got to score 3.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've got to go and get that goal and just put the game to bed.
I'm just begging that Wolves beat this Arsenal.
T-Dot said something. What did he say about the Wolves game? From the shed end. He said, wait until you see that Wolves goal, laughing emoji. So I'm assuming something catastrophic.
T-Dot, that's Theo, isn't it? That's Theo.
Yeah, I think I said it's T-Dot because I just saw I see him on Twitter and stuff. And I'm assuming it's him. Might not be though, but it's his podcast, isn't it? From the shed end.
Yeah.
But he always retweets that stuff and that, which I appreciate massively. And he's got involved tonight. And like all the people as well who watch on Twitter, there's lots of you. Get involved in the conversation, innit?
You need to get Theo on here.
Yeah.
You come on, Theo on that on a Thursday night.
I was going to say to you about what's his head from?
I've been on that
Shooting
shed end.
Friends as well.
Been on the shed end before, so I'm pretty sure you'll come on, no problem.
Yeah, get him on, mate. And I was going to
Shoot
say to you
the
about
fence close,
Stell as well.
That
You
what?
should get Stell on as well one week.
Yeah, still, yeah.
Just have a chat, innit? Innit,
Yeah.
but
Got a big game.
so
He's nervous for tomorrow's game still. I mean,
pressure's on.
Armenia play EPOL tomorrow, which is a big rival. So,
Who's he
and
support?
the colours are yellow and blue. So I'm sending him yellow and blue, and he's going, "Yeah, I'm saying they're the Ukraine colours. Fucking relax. Same colours in Ukraine."
Yeah, winded him right up. Well, you never know, mate. This time next year, we could all be nuked and be game over anyway.
Oh, here we are. Fucking hell, you drama queen here.
Fucking nuts, innit?
I'm hearing. I've read an article before that wouldn't surprise me.
And by the way, I was mocking the people on Twitter by saying that. So you see some fucking drama queens now. So they've gone from being experts in vaccinations to experts in geopolitics now. Fucking
So what?
unbelievable.
The Americans have got underground biolabs in Ukraine.
Oh, is it?
Well, that's what I was reading today.
That could be problematic, couldn't it?
And that's why they're going in, because they've got.
That's why they're going in so quick, is
underground
it?
biolabs, and they want them destroyed.
Do they want them destroyed, or do they want to take the contents?
I don't know. So if they've gone in, destroy them, and go back out, and the war ends, then you'll know. Well, that's what it was about. But it carries on for a bit, and it's probably rubbish.
Craig says Rangers and Dortmund both had chances to score, but Dortmund are just tearing them open, and Bellingham is playing very well. Bellingham, mate, what a player. If he stays fit...
Yeah, United missed out on him big time.
He's got the potential to be an all-time great, I think, for England.
United need to get him. Him or Declan Rice. Be happy as Larry.
Well, I read today that Keane and Declan Rice are the number one targets for the summer, whether they get Champions League football or not. There's no way those two players are going to United if they don't get Champions League football.
Not if in the Champions League. No, he wants to win things. So, no. Have we got enough time? Have we got enough time to talk about that Super Six? We talked about that yet? I got 16 points. What did you get?
Gaz said that he asked if you think United are going to win any trophies this year.
No.
Not even the Champions League. We haven't talked about that. We'll finish off on that very quickly. What did you think of the performance by United yesterday? Atletico Madrid, good side.
It's not about performances now. You're in this knockout stage. It's about results, and it's a good result. So,
I said I text you tonight. Anthony Elanga being given a chance and has taken it. But I've seen Rashford a couple of times since he come back from injury, where he's been like one-on-one, not with like a clear-cut one-on-one, but like, wide or whatever. And years gone by, he'd have just gone in and shot naturally and just done taking it. But he'll stop and kind of slow the game down and stuff. But what Elanga did yesterday, he broke, as soon as he was through, it was like, bang, I'm shooting and that's it. And it just looked so natural to him. He didn't think about it. I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, well, different is with Marcus Rashford 4 years ago. All he's thinking about is scoring and playing for Manchester United.
Do you think he's in his own head now a bit?
Yeah, possibly.
So what do you do as a manager then? Should the manager take him out of the firing line a bit? Should he keep playing him until he gets it right?
Yeah, you've just got to, because at the minute he is no more than a sub.
Yeah, like my problem with keep playing him is I think Sancho is slowly starting to look better. You've got Elanga's playing well, and then you've got Cavani, Ronaldo.
You've got just
5 players in front of him, aren't there?
Who's coming? He'll do a job there as well. So but stats say there if he plays, we don't win.
Who's that? Lingard. Oh, if Rashford plays, United don't win.
We just draw. Yeah, the results aren't positive, but when he comes off the bench, we more or less win.
Mm. Well, to me, he should be on the bench at the moment. There's 5-6 players who should play in front of him. I would pick all those players in front of him at the moment. Even Lingard.
The problem they've got now, Greenwood's killed us because, it's a massive player just gone.
Yeah, but then
I think anyone else suffering that kind of loss, it would be a massive loss. But it's quickly moved on. It's forgotten about, and you just got to deal with it.
It is a loss. I agree with you, but especially because he was at the start of the season, he was in good form. It is a loss, but they have enough quality players up in those positions that it shouldn't be like it shouldn't cause their season to fall apart.
No, it shouldn't, but it's the second leading goal scorer. It's a fact.
Yeah.
So
where's Cavani? Why didn't he play?
Goals? Now Sancho started scoring goals. Bruno again is always scored goals. So yeah, they need as many people as they can score goals. Not the second highest goal scorer to not be involved at all now. Just gone. Just gone.
I do think United always look better when Cavani is up front. I always just think they look better. When he's running in behind, he holds the ball up pretty well for someone who's not that big. I don't know why he doesn't start more.
He's injured.
I know he is now, but like just generally, I don't know why he doesn't start more.
Because you've got the world's greatest goal scorer.
Yeah, but he can play number 10. He can play with Cavani. He can play wide.
Goal scorer. Why would you put him number 10? You play him.
Well, he's past it, mate, isn't he? And he's affecting the team. He's making the team poor. Come on, have you not listened to the experts on TalkSport, mate? Ronaldo's past it.
The highest goal scorer in the Premier League.
He's past it. He's causing United to play badly.
I'll reiterate, he's the highest goal scorer in the Premier League and the world's greatest scorer of goals.
He's fighting with Harry Maguire over the captaincy.
Sat on the panel because they can't.
They're experts, mate.
They're sitting on the panel because they can't do that.
But they're experts, aren't they?
Experts. What's
his name?
Which one? What's his name?
Jamie
O'Hara.
Yeah, he's an expert, isn't he? What's he an expert?
What's he an expert in?
Daddy old Lloyd.
No, let's not get personal. He's very vocal.
Do you know what?
Never said boo to Goose and he's playing for it, and all of a sudden, he's.
I thought he was a good player, mate.
He was technically a good player, but he was a fat little dumpling and loved the pasta. So you can't be professional football if you like a Clark's pie, can you?
You just said don't get personal, didn't you? You just
it's not personal; it's a fact.
What? He's a dumpling.
He was a pork pie. He was good technically, but he couldn't get about the pitch.
Mm.
And he went out. He liked the.
I actually, do you know though, when he started his punditry, I thought he was pretty good. Since he's gone to TalkSport, he's gone down the Adrian Durham route. He'll say stuff just to get people to phone in, and I can't act that. Like, get people to phone in because of the quality of the conversation, not because you're just saying stupid stuff and pissing people off.
Well, what tells you about Jamie Harrow? He's not original. He's a puppet. So
yeah, do you think they're told what to say? Some of them, like
no, I don't think they're told. I think they're encouraged. But
to kind of go either or, and they so like if me and you were on there, they'd say, right, you go one side, you go the other side.
Yeah, it's classic, classic American. If you watch the American sports, like Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith, classic, one's on one side.
Stephen A. Smith, I cannot.
No matter what. So yeah, whatever the situation, there's always one on one side and one on the other, no matter what it is. No, there's no one. I'll agree with you. Yeah. It's always
yeah.
So yeah, he's gone down the Adrian Durham route, which we all know.
Yeah, you can see through it easy, can't you?
Yeah,
right.
But the average day man is very goodable.
Indeed, mate. Guys, drop a like on the video before you leave as well. Appreciate you all joining us. Nice one for sending all the questions.
Did we get the Super Six in? I just want to know before we go.
Also, Gaz asked, are you going to do a charity boxing match? James English is back in there. Jamie O'Hara is doing one. Why aren't you?
I've never been asked. I'd do one. I've never been asked, so.
Did you do any training?
No, but I've boxed before. I could train. No problem.
Who would you like to fight?
I know Jamie Moore pretty well. I know Maurice Core pretty well, who runs Champs Camp in my side. So I've got gyms that I could train at. Yeah. Ricky Hatton. So, yeah. But no one's ever asked me, so. Maybe someone will ask me now.
Who would you like to fight if you had a choice?
I don't care.
Piers Morgan.
I don't care. It's only for charity.
Yeah, but there's got to be someone.
Not
Lee Sharp. Lee
kill
Sharp
someone.
versus Rhodri Giggs.
No. Because there'd be low blows then and everything. Elbows. It's for charity, so you don't need to get nasty.
Get that referee who threw a pencil up.
The old Mike Tyson. Yeah, bit.
Yeah, we'll get that guy who approached you in the toilet and you ended up having a fight with in the pub. We'll get him, bring him back. Or the ref, which you threw a pencil at. Yeah, there's loads of people. Bring them back.
But on a brighter note, have we talked about we got 16 points in the Super 6? Have we gone through that yet?
Connection's gone, mate. You're breaking up.
Yeah.
Breaking up, mate. You can't hear you. What's going on?
No. Go on.
Guys, as always, it's been a pleasure. Really enjoyed tonight. It's been a good one. I apologise for Rhodri's belligerence when it comes to the Super 6. He's getting ahead of himself, but don't worry. Come Saturday, 5 o'clock, I'll have put him back in his place. What do you reckon? By the end of 5 o'clock, you're either going to be in the lead or I'm going to be like 25 points ahead. One way. There he is. There he is. She's like, not having that. Not having that at all. Right, guys, nice one. We're out.